2025 introduced in the Lok Sabha proposing a comprehensive overhaul of India's immigration laws. The bill aims to enhance national security, streamline immigration procedures and impose stricter penalties on foreigners who violate entry and stay conditions. It introduces a significant shift by placing the burden of proving legal status on individuals rather than the state. The bill explicitly states that any foreign national posing a threat to national security, sovereignty or integrity will be denied entry or permission to stay in India. It also proposes mandatory registration for foreigners upon arrival, restricting their movement, name changes and access to protected or restricted areas. Additionally, institutions such as educational establishments, hospitals and nursing homes will be required to report foreign nationals to immigration authorities. The new legislation seeks to replace colonial era laws, including the Foreigners Act 1946, the Passport Entry into India Act 1920, the Registration of Foreigners Act 1939. These laws enacted during the World War era are now seen as outdated, and the government argues that a unified framework is necessary to avoid overlapping regulations. It also seeks to replace the Immigration Carriers Liability Act 2000 by creating a single comprehensive framework for regulating of foreigners into India. Let's listen in to what Manish Tiwari had to say on this.
I rise to oppose the Immigration and Foreigners Bill. Mr. Speaker, sir, Rule 72(1) of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in the Lok Sabha contemplates two situations. One is opposition to a bill simpliciter, and two, opposition to a bill on grounds of legislative competence. Beyond the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India, there lies Part 3 of the Constitution. Part 3 of the Constitution codifies the fundamental rights which are available to every person / every citizen of India. This bill is in violation of those fundamental rights on multiple counts, and with your permission, allow me to enumerate those violations of fundamental rights. Clause 3(1), through its first proviso, grants omnibus powers to the Union government to restrict the entry of any foreigner into India ostensibly on grounds of national security, sovereignty, integrity, relations with a foreign state, public health, or any other reasons as may be specified by the central government. The second proviso to Clause 3(1) fails to provide an appeal mechanism against the decision of the immigration officer which violates fundamental rights, which violates the fundamental canons of natural justice and jurisprudence. Furthermore, the first proviso of Clause 3(1) vests absolute discretion in the government to prohibit the entry of any foreign national, including persons of Indian origin. This provision has the potential to be misused if any government of the day feels that the political views or ideological beliefs of any individual or consensuous dissenter are not conformist in nature with the disposition of the current establishment. This constitutes a clear violation of Article 14 of the Constitution, which guarantees equality before law and equal protection of the laws to any person, a term that explicitly encompasses foreigners also. अध्यक्ष जी 2-3 और चीजें हैं जो बुनियादी अधिकारों का हनन करती हैं, और इसलिए मैं संक्षेप में, अगर आप अनुमति दें, 2-3 चीजें और हैं, मैं उसका उल्लेख कर देता हूं. Clause 14 empowers the Union government to order the closure of any premises, either entirely or for specified periods, merely on the grounds that it is frequented by a foreigner. Now, this is violation of Article 19(1)(g) of the Constitution. Clause 10.
आप rules के तहत 74 rule के तहत ही.
I object to the new laws, especially with regard to obligation of universities, as well as hospital, nursing home, or any other medical institutes admitting any foreigner. This will restrict inflow of talent and know-how in the country in the fields of academic and medical science.
महोदय, मैं माननीय गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह जी की ओर से प्रस्ताव करता हूं कि भारत में प्रवेश करने वाले और उससे निकास करने वाले व्यक्तियों की बाबत पासपोर्ट या अन्य यात्रा दस्तावेजों की अपेक्षा का उपबंध करने के लिए केंद्रीय सरकार को कतिपय शक्तियां प्रदान करने और वीजा तथा रजिस्ट्रीकरण की अपेक्षा सहित विदेशियों से संबंधित मामलों को भी नियमित करने के लिए तथा उनसे संसक्त या उनसे अनुषंगिक विषयों का उपबंध करने वाले विधेयक को पुनः स्थापित करने की अनुमति दी जाए।
Anand Singh is joining us for more details on this story. Anand, big political uproar, of course, over this